How are we doing? Alright. Right. Sorry, no entrance music. I've stopped that for a bit. That's when I get straight down to business because there's what I want to talk about. Right. Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson's come out and he said that about the judge, the Mexican judge, and I tend to agree with Johnny Nelson. He had it to Tyson by 3 rounds. I had it by 2 rounds. There was 2 rounds I couldn't really work out who won them rounds. If you give them to Tyson, I had it by 4 rounds. Johnny says he had it by 3, so but I've just had a bit of a debate with somebody over the fight. It seems that people can get irritated or whatever the word is regarding opinions on boxing. It's an opinion, it's a sport, innit? Well, like I said to that guy I just spoke to, there were 2 rounds that I couldn't make my mind upon. So if I give them rounds to Wilder, it's a draw, innit? If I give him to Tyson, it's by 4 rounds. So obviously the Mexican judge, he got it wrong, didn't he, really? But that's boxing, isn't it? But Johnny goes on about corruption. Is it possible corruption? And he then goes on to say that he didn't want to be sued and all this for his comments. It's on boxingscene.com if you look. Now, Johnny Nelson, the same Johnny Nelson that fought Carl Thompson in the WBO fight that got voted the worst stoppage by Ring Magazine in a world title fight for the 1990s. Johnny Nelson against Carl Thompson. It was the referee's first title fight. Shocking. Frank Warren has the rights to that fight, Johnny Nelson against Carl Thompson. Did you know that that fight cannot be found on YouTube? Why is that? Why can't the fans find Johnny Nelson against Carl Thompson on YouTube? Is that because Johnny Nelson's former promoter Frank Warren has got the rights to that fight? I don't know, but it's a mystery, isn't it? And another mystery is this: Johnny Nelson never got his belt till 2014. Now that means it took 15 years for him to get that belt. 15 years to give him his belt. Why is that? Why is that? That's another mystery from Johnny Nelson, the great entertainer. But he wants to talk about corruption in boxing. Well, that for me was corruption at its finest. But that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Eddie Hearn, from what I gather on here, he's flown out to LA. Eddie's gone to LA, so what does that tell you? He's going to make the he's going to try and make the Wilder fight against Joshua. Hearn heads to Los Angeles, hopes to make a Joshua deal. Oh, there you go. Eddie Hearn, the promoter for IBF, IBO, WBO and WBA. Oops, gone too big there. Eddie Hearn, promoter for Joshua, is flying out to Los Angeles and plans to hold discussions with members of Deontay Wilder's team. Hearn hopes to finalise a unification between the 2 boxers for April 2019, when Joshua is scheduled to return to Wembley. This past Saturday night at the Staples Centre in LA, over 17,000 saw Wilder retain the title with a controversial 12-round split draw with undefeated challenger Tyson Fury. There is talk of a huge stadium rematch between Wilder and Fury, which is now a very hot fight and a fight that fans want to see. I agree, I want to see it. And it also puts Eddie's nose out of joint, doesn't it? Hearn believes that he's got a better bargaining position after Wilder was viewed as the loser by a lot of the fans on Saturday night. I don't think so. He's still got the belt, hasn't he? Should a deal with Wilder fall through, then Hearn will focus on the winner of the upcoming rematch between Derek Chisora and Dillian White. I think my eyes are hurting because these are driving glasses. First we need to find out what is happening with a Wilder fight. Wilder Fury rematch. And whether the rematch clause we are hearing about is what it seems. If anything, the way that fight went on Saturday works in our favour in terms of getting Wilder. Now Eddie's just trying to convince you that he's putting words in your mouth to fans. That has always been the fight we want because he has the last belt. Well, if you've always wanted that fight, Eddie, you've been offered $50 million with a guaranteed $30 million if you lose. That's the bottom side, that's guaranteed. That's even if you hit a certain number, you'll get more. Now they knocked that fight back and they fought Povetkin. Now that has always been the fight we want because he has the last belt. Now let's say he had beat Fury in 2 rounds, the negotiation will be a lot harder than after a draw where many think he was lucky to keep his belt. That goes in our favour, Hearn told the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail, who Eddie Hearn has a column in the Daily Mail, so he's using that to get his... Can you see how these people work? It might also be the case that Wilder fancies his chances in a punch-out with AJ rather than another go at Fury. As far as AJ is concerned, he will fight anyone. Oh, AJ is going to fight anyone now. He would love Wilder next, and he has always wanted Fury. I am going out to LA and we will talk with Wilder's team this week. It's a fight we want for April and will definitely work hard to make. Come on, Eddie. Stop pulling everybody's chain. Before we were looking at Deontay Wilder, Dillian White or Derek Chisora if he beats White for April 13th. Now we can put Fury on that list. I have spoken to Joshua since Saturday and his position is unchanged. He believes he will stop anyone put in front of him. I was very impressed with Fury on Saturday. I had him winning the fight by 2 rounds. Oh God. So Eddie's gone like and said 2 rounds like me. But we disagree when people say Joshua isn't the main man in the division anymore, and we will look forward to him demonstrating it again. What, against a cruiserweight like Povetkin, a blown up cruiser? Oh, what about Takam? What about Pulev or Miller? Are they in the mix? Eddie, there's only 3 people in the mix at heavyweight at the moment, and Dillian White maybe 4 if he beats Chisora. Because you'd have to say Dillian White. He deserves a world title shot, doesn't he? Dillian White's on his 3rd pay-per-view this month and he's not fought for a European title yet. Caballero's got that belt, the same Caballero who beat Derek Chisora. But he's become like a bogeyman at division, hasn't he, Caballero? Right, somebody's put idiots like me because AJ never fought, much less beat a real champion in his life. He's going to eat the right hand because he's a take one to land one sort of fighter. He's a weight, height, reach, hometown, whatever it says. In fact, I don't want to read people's comments out. We'll just go through the story. So basically, what Eddie Hearn's saying there is, he's saying that they want the fight. Nah. Do I think that Eddie Hearn wants the Wilder fight? No. If they do get Wilder fight and they want that belt, it's going to cost a minute, but they're not going to offer Wilder good money. They're going to try and downplay Wilder's role, even though he dropped Tyson twice. But he really lost fight, didn't he? Eddie said by 2 rounds, I said 2, Johnny Nelson says 3. He lost the fight, Wilder, didn't he? I was wrong. But Eddie Hearn, he's going to disrespect Wilder's performance and what he brings to the table, the belt, to try and get it on the cheap. Of course they fight Wilder if Wilder can have small money, but Joshua can't go demanding all this money that he's getting, can he? They don't want to. Why does Joshua want to fight Wilder and get 15 million quid when he can get 15 million quid fighting Dillian White, Miller or Pulev? It's logical, isn't it? They're not going to go near danger, are they? And if Joshua fights Fury, they've got to give Fury a good split, haven't they? He's proved his worth, hasn't he? So, it is what it is, isn't it? Right.